So are you as worried as I am about trying to get medical cost right in your retirement financial plan? It's tough. We're trying to predict these things and we don't know what's going to happen. But fortunately, Boldin has a couple of tools that can help us get these numbers at least maybe close to right. In today's video, I'm going to cover how to get the most out of Boldin's post 65 medical retirement tools. Hey, I'm glad you're back. My name's David, and this is part 2 of a video series about getting medical costs right in the Boldin retirement planning software. In video 1, we talked about getting pre-65 medical costs right. We learned what influences the long-term care cost estimate, and then what goes into the IRMA surcharge calculation. So in today's video, which is part 2 of the series, we're going to cover how to correctly put in all the data you need so that Boldin can give us good estimates on age 65 and later medical costs. So if you're ready to learn all about Medicare, let's go. Now let's move ahead and let's look at how Boldin calculates Medicare expenses for age 65 through the end of your plan. Boldin does not force you to use their estimation tool. You can go in and if you're already retired, if you're already 65 or older, and you know your Medicare costs, you can put those directly in manually as itemized Medicare costs. You do not have to use Boldin's estimator. You add your expenses here the same way you would have adding them under the medical care before age 65 section. That's all you do. If you're choosing to use the estimator, you need to understand what influences the outcome and how to get the numbers as correct as they can possibly be. So first, let's ask the question, what is included in this really big number that Boldin gives us for a lifetime of medical expenses? The estimates for Medicare that it gives includes premiums, deductibles, prescriptions, and out-of-pocket expenses like vision and dental costs. So what inputs are important? Well, they're all important. Some are more important than others, but let's just walk through them and talk about the influence they have. The first piece of information to get right is your zip code. The zip code is important because Boldin's Medicare modeling uses the average state data from Medicare.gov. So your zip code drives where it pulls its cost information. So the cost of Medicare, a lifetime of Medicare in San Bernardino, California may look very different than the lifetime cost of Medicare in Ottumwa, Iowa. The next thing to make sure you've got right in the plan is your demographic data. Make sure that your age and your longevity are set as correctly as you can make it. Some estimated Medicare costs are going to depend on these numbers. Now that you've got that information correct in the system, you can go into the estimator and start filling out the different pieces. The first thing you get to choose is your coverage type, and Boldin gives you 5 different choices. The first option is Original Medicare Only, Parts A and B. This will calculate in the lowest premiums, but the highest risk. The reason that this is high risk is because there is no cap on out-of-pocket expenses. If you select this, it's going to show low recurring monthly costs, but if a healthcare event occurs, you're responsible for 20% of all of the outpatient costs with no limit. The second option is Original Medicare plus a Medigap plan. This is Parts A and B that we looked at before, but now you're going to be buying a policy that helps cover that 20% coinsurance. The calculation then reflects higher premiums than just the Original Medicare, but it virtually eliminates out-of-pocket costs for doctor and hospital visits. However, the model will exclude any kind of coverage for drug costs and will model all drug costs as 100% out of pocket. The third option is original Medicare plus a drug plan. Instead of this covering a gap in copays for visits and services, this calculates that drugs are covered, but you're still paying that 20% out of pocket copay with no cap. The fourth option combines the last two options. You get original Medicare plus Medigap plus a drug plan. This is the most comprehensive traditional setup. It results in the highest fixed costs. So you have your highest premiums, but you have your lowest copays and drug costs. It's considered the gold standard for predictability if that's what matters most to you. And the fifth option is Medicare Advantage, which is sort of the all-in-one private alternative to original Medicare. Oftentimes, this will show $0 premiums or very low premiums, but it introduces really high out-of-pocket costs for just about every service. And that's the way that Boldin will calculate it. The next set of drop-downs lets you pick a premium level. Now keep in mind the premium level does not apply to the very first option we talked about, which was just original Medicare Part A and Part B. But this certainly does apply to all of the other options because you're out purchasing plans. The low premium level is often chosen by people who are really healthy or they prefer to self-insure the risk of medical events. They carry a large cash buffer so that they have room for copays and deductibles. So what the plan will model will be lower month-to-month premiums, but then it significantly increases the out-of-pocket expenses. If you choose the medium premium level, then the model will take a more balanced approach. You'll pay kind of middle of the road premiums and middle of the road deductibles and copays. So this will be a higher monthly premium than the low premium level and will add a moderate buffer for your out-of-pocket costs. If you want to be as conservative as you can be and make sure you're capturing all of the projected healthcare costs, then you can choose the high premium level. In this case, what the model will do is it will calculate higher monthly premiums and lower copays. So in this case, you're giving up cost efficiency in exchange for predictability, which increases the model's reliability, but also causes your plan to be a little bit more stressed. The next section that Boldin presents us is medical conditions. And this is important because the more medical conditions you have, the greater the costs will be in the calculator. Now you look at this large list of conditions that Boldin presents, and you might say, well, is it more expensive if I check cancer versus whether I check asthma? In reality, it's more important how many of these healthcare conditions you select and not necessarily the individual conditions themselves. Generally speaking, having 0 or 1 conditions drives the calculator to grade you as excellent. 2 to 3 conditions is considered good, and 4 or more, the calculator will calculate you as somebody who is in poor health. Also, and I'm not sure about this because I got some conflicting information when I was doing my research, but I think if you check smoker or tobacco user in this plan, it will automatically go ahead and categorize you as in poor health, regardless of how many other conditions that you check. So the more of these conditions that you check, the higher your lifetime medical cost will be because the plan is assuming that you're going to be going to the doctor a lot more. So that's it for this second video in this short series on how to get your medical costs right in Boldin. If you got something out of this series of videos, I would really appreciate it if you give me a like. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And most importantly, Make some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I need to do something differently. I try to respond to the feedback that I get. And when people take the time to write me a note and let me know what they think, that is just the best gift you could possibly give me. Well, that, and you could send me money too. I would always appreciate that. And I hope that your retirement is even better than you could have possibly imagined. So until next time, take care.